Did you know there's not a beach on our planet that does not have plastic on it, and that as a world we produce 300 million tons of plastic every year, and that half of that plastic is only single use? Well, today I'm here to tell you that we have a plastic problem. So first it's important to understand what plastic is. And plastic is essentially a material made from synthetic and semi-synthetic materials that, because of its ease of use, its versatility, and its low cost, makes it a very popular product and material that we use in thousands of products that we produce today. And in fact, one average American uses 185 pounds of plastic every year. That's a lot of plastic. So then it begs the question, what are we doing with all this plastic? Where are we disposing it? Well, I'll tell you. So there are four main ways that we dispose of plastic. The first being a landfill. Now, the problem with landfills is that they are just big gaps in the ground where we dump all this trash that we produce. And we're going to eventually run out of space for all these landfills. There are huge holes just filled with trash. And the second problem that we run into with landfills is that the plastic in them can be blown off or can be washed away into waterways, into oceans. So it's not containing all of the plastic, and it's taking up a lot of space. The second way we get rid of plastic is by incineration. Now, something interesting to note is that plastic has a very high energy value, and actually when you incinerate plastic per pound, it has as much energy as coal. But the problem with incinerating plastic is it releases a lot of toxic chemicals into the air that can be harmful to the environment and to us. So it's kind of a win-lose situation on that front as well. And then we also have recycling. This is the popular one that everyone tries to plug, is recycle, recycle, recycle. Yes, recycling is great. It can definitely help the plastic problem. But then we run into the issue of second and third world countries not having that infrastructure to help recycle. They don't have the recycling centers and recycling bins and the education about recycling. So the whole world isn't recycling. And even people who do have the resources to recycle don't. They don't use the recycling centers. They don't use the recycling bins. They just throw it away. They don't take the time to recycle. So while recycling can help, not everyone does it. And lastly, we have biodegradable plastics. So biodegradable plastics are great. While there aren't nearly as many biodegradable plastics as there are normal plastics, they are really helpful because they decompose faster, and when they do decompose, they don't leave behind microplastics and trace amounts of chemicals that can poison the soil and poison water and all that kind of stuff. So biodegradable plastics are a great way, but we don't use them nearly as much as we use regular plastics. So again, win-lose situation. So now you're probably asking yourself, why should I care? What is one person going to do to affect the plastic problem on the planet? Well, I'll tell you. You should care because 50% of all sea turtles have plastic in their stomachs. We are losing thousands of marine animals every year to the plastic problem. They're ingesting it, they're getting tangled up in it, and they're losing their homes because of so much plastic in the ocean. In fact, it's predicted that by 2050, there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish per pound. That's a problem. We're drowning in plastic. There isn't a place on planet Earth that doesn't have plastic on it. Really, there isn't. From the Arctic to Antarctica, from Mount Everest to the Mariana Trench, the deepest part of our planet and the highest part of our planet, North and South Poles, there has been trash found everywhere. Even on the most remote island in the Pacific Ocean, there was trash found on those beaches. We are drowning our planet in plastic. Plastic is also a problem because it doesn't decompose very fast at all. It takes between 450 years and 1,000 years for plastic to decompose. One straw takes 500 years to decompose. So that straw you're using will still be here long after you're gone. And so between the fact that plastic takes so long to decompose, we're producing so much of it, and we're not doing a very good job of disposing of it, we are building up this plastic problem on our planet. And it's affecting our environment, and it's affecting our animals, and it affects us in turn as well. Because we're destroying our environment, and also the animals that eat plastic, we eat some of those animals. And we are in turn ingesting microplastics that they have eaten that can be toxic to us. So it is a problem. It's a big problem for everyone on the planet, for the animals and for the people. So this is why I'm asking you to take action, and here's how you can. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. You hear it all the time, you see the 3 green arrows. It actually is a big, big part of helping the plastic problem on the planet. So recycling obviously is the big plug that everyone knows about, the number one way to help plastics. but it's actually not. Reducing the amount of plastic you use is probably the best way to help the plastic problem. By not using plastic in the first place, you're not bringing the plastic into the world to be disposed of later. Yes, you can recycle plastic you already have now. That's great, but reducing the amount of plastic you have in the first place really does help the problem. So by not buying plastic water bottles and just buying a single-use water bottle and refilling it helps enormously. It takes 450 years for a plastic water bottle to decompose. Buying a reusable cup on Amazon, they're only $5. When you go to a drive-thru and you get a drink with a plastic lid and straw, instead you can replace it with that reusable cup, and you're saving, again, tons of plastic and hundreds of years of decomposition. Another way is to reuse your plastics. So a simple Google search can show you hundreds of ways that you can reuse the plastics that you already have. A water bottle can be cut in half and used as a planter. There's so many different ways that you can reuse the plastic you already have. So by reducing the amount of plastic that you have, reusing the plastic you do have, and recycling plastic, you can help the planet be better, because to be honest, we are drowning in plastic and it is a problem. Thank you.